Welcome to part 2 of our visit to MacFadden Sons 2025 Plough Day held at Sharon Springs in New York State. This time we're focusing on some of the John Deere tractors present. The 8850 was the most powerful John Deere tractor ever made when it was launched in 1982. Power for this flagship model comes from a massive 15.6-litre John Deere V8 engine rated at 370 horsepower, which was the first and last V8 made by Deere. The transmission is a 16-speed quad-range semi-power shift and it weighs in at 17 tonnes. .8850 production ran from 1982 to 1988, and just under 1,700 were made in total. Upgrades were implemented for 1986, and this one is an upgraded example made in 1986. It originated in Ontario in Canada and has done just 3,400 hours. It has an optional 3-point linkage, PTO and 4 hydraulic services. The 8850 is pulling a late 1970s 10-furrow Melroe 1000 Hinge Plow with a pivoting frame, which follows ground contours. The design of its auto-reset bodies can be traced back to the Reiter manufacturing company, which claimed to have introduced the world's first mechanical reset plough in 1961. Melroe bought the company in 1967 and continued making its ploughs. The 4010 was the largest of John Deere's new generation models, which were introduced in 1960. This range marked the end of the twin-cylinder format favoured by Deere for more than 4 decades. The 4010 was offered in both row crop and standard formats. Row crop tractors like this one have flat-top fenders and could be specified with a narrow front or an adjustable wide axle. This smart 1961 tractor is paired with a 9-foot set of John Deere H2000 discs, which date from the mid-1960s. The 4010 could have a 6.2 litre diesel or a 4.9 litre petrol or LPG engine. All were 6 cylinders rated at 93 horsepower. Petrol tractors like this are unusual, accounting for just 8% of 4010 production. The 4520 was launched for 1969 and was Deere's first factory turbocharged tractor. The 6.6 litre engine was an upgraded version of the 4020s, and the tractor had a larger mainframe and heavier components. It was offered with the choice of power shift or Synchro-Range 8-speed transmissions. Unfortunately, the engines could be problematic, and many were replaced with improved 4620 engines. This 1969 4520 has been retrofitted with a 7.6 litre 466 engine from a John Deere 8440, which has been tweaked to around 275 horsepower. Front weights, wheel weights and larger rear tyres all help the 4520 transmit its power to the ground and handle the 5-furrow John Deere 2800 semi-mounted plough in these sticky conditions. The 4520 was in production for less than 2 years before it was replaced by the improved 4620. Neither tractor was ever offered in the UK. The 7520 was the last addition to John Deere's new generation 20 series and went into production in 1972. It used numerous proven parts from the 4620 combined with a turbocharged and intercooled version of the larger 8.7 litre 531 engine, first fitted in the 6030, rated at 212 horsepower. This example produces slightly more thanks to a larger fuel injection pump. An 8-speed Synchro-Range transmission was standard, but an optional high-low splitter doubles this to provide 16 speeds. The 3-point linkage fitted to this 1974 tractor was optional. It's paired with a 6-furrow John Deere 2700 semi-mounted plough with spring reset 18-inch wide bodies, which dates from the same era as the tractor. The 177 horsepower 4640 was the second largest model in Deere's 40 series Iron Horses range of rigid chassis tractors made at Waterloo. Although very popular in the States, especially in two-wheel drive form, the 4640 wasn't actively marketed in the UK by Deere, although some grey imports did make their way over. The engine is the familiar turbocharged and intercooled 7.6-litre 466. This 1982 tractor is equipped with a 16-speed quad-range transmission, although an 8-speed power shift was offered as an option. It's fitted with wheel weights and hub-mounted 18.4 38 joules. The 4640 is being used with an Unverferth Rolling Harrow, essentially a double crumbler roller, which is running surprisingly cleanly despite the damp conditions, and is effective at breaking up and firming the furrows. The 4640 finishing off the field also concludes our look at some of the tractors here at MacFadden Sons 2025 Plough Day. We'll leave you with a recap of some of the highlights.